Guys, and Dan Ashworth, Thiago Pinto, Paul Mitchell, Richard Hughes, Edu, Lawrence Stewart, Paul Winstanley. I'm pretty sure these are some of the names that have been coming across your timelines, whether on YouTube, on social media, or any other place. I'm pretty sure that you know who these guys are, but if you don't, I'll let you know. These guys are sporting directors at various clubs, or are in or have been linked to jobs of sporting director, football director, or technical director at various clubs. This job has come into picture big time in the last few months or years as well. We can go back, talk about Michael Edwards, who's now head of football at Liverpool. He has come back and is set to take on a bigger role than he had at Liverpool previously. And yes, Richard Hughes, who was the Bournemouth sporting director or director of football, is set to take over his previous role at Liverpool. So, with profit and sustainability rules, or as we better know them as financial fair play rules biting the likes of Everton, Nottingham Forest, as well as Leicester City. The role of a sporting director is more crucial than ever. These are the guys who are supposed to bring in players. These are the guys that have to make sure that clubs don't overspend on transfer fee as well as the wages. So the role that these guys play is absolutely crucial. I cannot overstate this enough. The role that these guys play or are going to play as more and more matches take place, and more the squad size are set to increase more and more. So the role is set to have even more pivotal importance to it. Dan Ashworth, I'm pretty sure a lot of Manchester United fans may be watching this video, who is currently on a gardening leave at Newcastle United, because apparently he has agreed to join Manchester United. All that is needed is that Manchester United and Newcastle United have to agree on compensation for the former FA sporting director or Brighton sporting director. Manchester United, we have seen in the past, have spent loads of money on players who are just not good enough, and they are now one of the, I mean, like, despite being one of the biggest commercial players in the footballing industry, are falling foul of the financial fair play rules. They might not be able to spend enough money to put their side in a position where they can compete with the likes of Liverpool, Arsenal. Even Arsenal have Edu, who has spent good money. So returning back to Dan Ashworth, he has a record at Brighton. At least as a Newcastle fan, I can tell you his record is a bit abysmal. The players that he brought in, anyways. So his role is important. The role of a technical director, sporting director, is important. Manchester United want to bring him as soon as possible and get him working, and get in players who can do justice to the Manchester United jersey, the Manchester United badge as it is. So the role is important. As I have said enough, Newcastle United are looking at Paul Mitchell, Thiago Pinto, who I think was previously a sporting director at AS Roma. We have heard the name of Phil Giles as well. Other names have been doing round. Chelsea have two sporting directors, Lawrence Stewart and Paul Winstanley. In the past, we have heard the names of Monchi, who was at Sevilla, who have made tremendous money by selling players. We have heard names like Damien Camoli, who was involved with Tottenham Hotspur as well. Players like Sadio Mane were identified at young age. We have Max Abel, who has worked in Bundesliga. We had Ralf Rangnick, who worked in Bundesliga. So apart from recruitment, the role that a sporting director plays is also very important. The areas at a football club that a sporting director looks at is also very important. He's responsible for the playing philosophy. He also brings in the youth players who if sold can bring in huge FFP profit, which can then be reinvested in the team as well. He decides on the playing philosophy, the kind of players, the kind of philosophy that a club has. Like you talk about Barcelona, they have their players, La Masia, their academy, and so those kind of players are brought into the academy as well. So that is very important as well. The sporting director, the technical director also looks at the the medical side of things, as we have seen or will see from next year. The Champions League will have more matches, more and more teams are playing more and more friendly matches. The cup competitions are being, with replays and all, although some of may disappear. More and more matches are played, more and more tournaments are being brought in. World Cup, there are more matches. In European Championships, who knows, there may be more matches. So we are seeing bigger and bigger squads. So more and more money will have to be spent on, and that increases the likelihood of injuries at football clubs as well. And sporting director also looks at the medical side of things. So that's why the role is crucial. Who knows who will go where? Newcastle, as I told you, are looking for a sporting director. I'm pretty sure many other clubs are also looking at sporting directors to streamline their processes. One more thing I'd like to talk about is sometimes the sporting director also brings in the manager as well. It is his responsibility to make sure that the manager who comes in, sometimes, not always, that manager can carry on the philosophy or the playing style of the club or the players that a club has. So that's why sporting directors or technical directors have been calling them, or football directors, are are in vogue these days. They're I've said at least 4 or 5 times in this short video that their importance cannot be overstated. Manchester United right now need a sporting director. Newcastle United, heading into a new season, need a sporting director. Liverpool are lucky enough. Michael Edwards had a impeccable record at Liverpool. He brought in players like Sadio Mane and Virgil van Dijk, as well as Alisson from AS Roma. These guys can save clubs millions and millions of dollars, pounds, or euros, or whichever currency they deal with. That's why these guys are in demand. Who knows who will come in at Newcastle United? It seems pretty nailed on that Manchester United will get Dan Ashworth. Edu, we know, has been doing tremendous job at Arsenal over the last couple of seasons. Manchester City have a tremendous system in place. Chelsea, we have seen Lawrence Stewart and Paul Will Stanley. I mean, some of their work might be questionable. Chelsea might fall foul of the FFP rules, and the Todd Bowley will have to carry the can for it. That's why sporting directors are more and more in demand in these days, and I'm pretty sure that going forward, their demand, their work, the influence of their work will get more and more profound as we move forward into the football calendars in the coming years. Let me know who your club has. Who would you like your club to have as their sporting director? For this video, that's it. Thank you.